Hello.
Oh,
Welcome.
welcome.
Welcome to the live stream. How is
Absolutely
it?
nailed that.
How's everybody
Um,
doing out there tonight?
we
Anybody
have got we've got a Binance Smart Chain special today, and I think you're gonna love
Okay, I'm
it.
well versed in Star Wars universe.
And yeah, this is let's kick this off with a bit of news first. Dan, did you actually? I'll start off with the news. Today we had an unfortunate event where the ice cream swap had an exploit.
Oh no.
And lost all his funds. So there were some tears today, unfortunately, within the crypto market. And you got to stay safe out there. You got to do the research. You got to ask what sort of audits have been done, um, because this stuff
This is
happens quite often.
horrible. This is
Yeah.
horrible. Did they have a mint function? Do you know about that?
Um, Possibly, I think it was related to a mint function. It was an exploit where they could print
Oh.
money. But look, to be honest, I hadn't invested in it, so the this is in this news bit of news is in the Discord if you want to sort of load it up and read into it a little bit more. But let's get into some positive news. Uber considering
That's what it
using
says.
Bitcoin as a form of payment. Yeah, to be honest, I don't think I'll ever hop into Uber and pay Bitcoin because that's like giving your like something that's like giving an investment away, really. But people, this is one of the arguments. People say you can't use anything, you can't use Bitcoin for anything, so it has no value. We know that's wrong, but this is one of their arguments. And all of a sudden, here they are. They can get from A to B now. What are your thoughts, Marsh?
Crazy. So you're gonna be able to get in that Uber and just pay with Bitcoin?
Yeah, exactly, mate. Yep.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
times are coming along,
But
and
I'm still pretty sure that Bitcoin's going to go to zero and it's a scam and only used by drug lords and other scammers. I
yeah,
thought that's what Janet Yellen told me. This is just a
mm, mm.
scam.
These people with such a vast experience of within their financial backgrounds and professions. Now, surely they know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm just very confused by the mixed messages, right? I mean, one
Mm,
person tells me it's fake and it's not useful. It should be regulated, and then major companies start buying it and
mm.
offering it as payment services and using it on their balance sheet to hedge against the collapsing dollar.
It's
I don't know. There's so much to keep track of.
I know,
Just
man. It's
I don't know
Warren
who to
Buffett.
trust. I don't
He's
know
got
who to
some
trust at
powerful
this point.
quotes, and one of them is, be fearful when others are greedy, be greedy when others are fearful.
Yeah.
But then he goes around and says Bitcoin is rat poison, and then I sort of wonder who am I going to idle here in this space? And
Well, that
you
sort
got
of is
to
the problem. That's the problem for me is that you're always supposed to do the opposite of what people are saying, but sometimes two people are on both sides, and then I'm like, what opposite am I trying to do here? Opposite of Uber? Should I do the opposite of Uber?
what
No.
does that even mean? Get a taxi and pay and make them pay you Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna start a new business where people pay me to
Hop
for
in the
them to drive
taxi.
me. Yeah, yeah.
Alrighty, some more excellent news. PayPal CEO says that payment giant wants to be the digital wallet for global CBDCs. Very bullish. Anything that enables the payments and assist with that mass adoption. And to be honest, I wouldn't say go ahead and say this is as big as what Mastercard is or
Mm.
Mastercard's news was yesterday. However, it's up there, and I'm a bit surprised. I do know that they were going to be the go-to for Libra. I can't remember the name of what their coin's been rebranded as, but this is essentially what they're going to do with Libra before they ditched them because they were too slow.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
now they're gonna, they're making a stake in here. They're saying we will be ready, and they can see the gains and they can see how much the people want cryptocurrencies, and I'm sure they're making a killing off their transaction
Yeah,
fees.
but
Um,
I mean,
have you
talk
seen the?
about upside though. That's insane. Like because obviously all currency is going to eventually switch to some sort of crypto version, and obviously CBDCs are going to be the ones that are going to be actually used, and probably sort of more stabilized. And whoever is going to be getting the fees on the next global economy, is it really going to be Elon Musk and PayPal? Like, I mean, I guess he deserves it for starting this whole thing. But talk about fees. Oh, like, yeah, that's going to be ridiculous if they can really lock
Yeah.
down this, lock that down. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I do want to give a bit of a shout out to the team. We got Candy, we got Gunzo, we got D, and we got Beck. Thanks for joining us today, guys. We're going to crack on. Actually, before we crack on, Marsh, did you have some news, mate? You want
Yeah,
to
let me
steal the
get in here for a
screen?
second. Here, let me get in here for a second. I'm gonna steal
Let's,
your screen.
let's do it.
Wait, let me steal my. Here we go. Sharing this. So, just yeah. Also, in extremely bullish news, there's always been this myth: oh, Bitcoin's never gonna get an ETF. There's no way. It's a security. Again, with all these sort of mixed narratives, and as usual, I think you just got to keep the prime directive. Bitcoin is good. Bitcoin is a world changing sort of revolution that's happening. And any sort of bad news you see, sure, there's going to be corrections still, but first North American Bitcoin ETF approved by Canadian securities regulator. It is Canada, so I mean, this isn't the full stock market opening up to right ETFs in general for crypto, but the Ontario Securities Commission gave its blessing on Thursday, and yeah, that's sort of basically the gist of this article.
God
Obviously,
bless
Bitcoin is
Canada.
right.
I
They're
like
really
Canada.
they've always been pretty innovative. They got
Mm.
healthcare and stuff, and yeah, I guess America's sort of just in a general controlled demolition right now. So I think people are
You-
looking to other places for leadership, and
mm.
I think it's great. I think it's great that Canada has made this first step, and I'm sure it's going to pressure those types on Wall Street to yeah, to get in there as well,
You,
because
you
there's
brought
obviously
up
money to be made here.
Yeah, you brought up a really good point there, man. It really does come down to leadership to sort of lead and drive change and innovation. And it's a well-known fact. There's a few dinosaurs that are leading, and sometimes you sort of wonder should they take a step back and take more of an advisory role after a few years. It's very subjective of me to say, but what I do see is that Canada has a very young, is it a president or prime minister?
Oh,
Maybe it's
Mr.
prime
Trudeau.
minister. I think it's a prime
Yeah.
minister, yeah, because they're a part of the Commonwealth state. So, that is a very young prime minister. And we have a very young prime minister within New Zealand as well. And
Mm.
those two countries have been doing, from what I could see, from the outside perspective, they've been doing really well. Um, and you sort of see these more innovative sort of things coming from them, and they're more proactive, and it's just very good to watch. I think as the space changes within politics. But let's not go down that road.
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah, I
let's
don't
bring
think we
something.
should talk
Let's
about
get
it.
something a little more lighthearted there, Marsh.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I just want to make sure you guys we see seeing this on screen here, right? Obviously, Bitcoin is extremely high risk type of asset, very high risk, not a steady source of income, and basically gambling is what they're trying to tell you here. Again, make your own decisions, guys. Do your own research. Don't listen to anybody, not even us. But yeah, this is I don't know if this is sad or if this is happy. If you have somehow managed to miss the insanity Dogecoin pump, which if maybe you are sort of a smarter investor, this wasn't the best play on the table. There's been 10x's all around that weren't as sort of volatile as the Dogecoin pump. But if it does make you feel better, founder of Dogecoin sold everything in 2015 for a used Honda Civic. Brutal. I gotta admit, I haven't bought a car yet with my crypto. So at least he did get a car with his crypto.
Just to be clear,
But
though, I don't think he spent $8.4 billion worth
yeah,
of Doge on the Honda.
it's a
Although
little,
if he had kept it, it would be worth
it's a
that
little
today.
misleading. It's a little misleading. I'm sure it did sort of moon a little bit back in the day. But he was sort of saying, right, it's just some random. Um, Degen from back in the day when wasn't any Uniswap and sort of the Degen culture. He really is
He's
sort
an
of like
OG.
one of our founders here. Just really sort of forked Litecoin and did this coin in a couple hours. But apparently, as things were sort of collapsing back then in 2014, he was getting a lot of sort of harassment online, and he was like, "Nah, screw this, I'm over it," and sold all his
Gonna get
coins and
Honda.
backed out. Yeah, I feel like if I was him, I would have kept at least like a little bit.
Yeah,
You got to keep
that,
your moon bag just in case Elon pumps your coin. But
mm.
yeah, I don't know. Some people did lose some money. Some people didn't. They missed the pump. So maybe this will make you feel better. I personally feel for the guy. I mean, hindsight is 2020, right? Could be rich
Yeah.
AF, dude.
Yeah. Alrighty. I do want to crack into the Binance tutorial.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
so, so
I'm a
firstly,
little worried. I just got to admit, I'm a little worried about the future of DJing culture and crypto in general. Can you please sort of calm my heart a little bit?
mate, what I can give you is my observations at this stage. By no means do I think Ethereum's going to zero. Um, I think there's incredible hype that'll keep that puppy going, and most of all the crypto, most of the crypto projects are still on Ethereum. However, people are looking for alternatives. As users like you and I, we're sitting there, and every time we see one of our coins pump, and maybe we only had maybe most of the users only had like a small moon bag, but all of a sudden the gas fees is like, oh, nice gains you got there, mate. Now hand them over. Every time they want to make some sort of transaction,
Mm,
and it is
yeah.
literally robbery. And the biggest issue I have is that despite these issues, there's no leadership coming forward. There's no one stepping in and saying, we've got a solution for you. Just give me a bit of time here.
Yeah.
We're looking at possibly months at the earliest, if not a year and a half when ETH 2.0 comes out. And it's tough, mate. And the scaling issues are just not workable at this stage. From what I've seen, maybe someone can educate me in the comments. Yeah, I've had a bit of a look at Loopring, and the liquidity is not there, and there's a few other sort of issues there as well. Um, there's nothing really nailing that's those scalable layer two networks. We've got
It's
Ethereum
just too
and
bad, man. I'm a little disappointed in Vitalik. I gotta be honest. I love the guy. I'm impressed with what he's created, but this is the moment for him to steal back some of the spotlight, and he's just letting that moment pass by. And I don't understand it, honestly, personally.
yeah. I think the problem is he's working with old tech, and that's why we sort of saw, you saw Gavin Wood and Charles Hoskinson, some of the co-founders of Ethereum, sort of create their own projects. Yeah, and they've had it, relatively, a lot easier. It's easy to create something that's better than when you've had like an example there make all the mistakes for you. Yeah, Ethereum's made all the mistakes, so they don't have to. So, by no means am I bearish on Ethereum. I still hold most of my portfolio in Ethereum. However, I've definitely reduced my position in Ethereum, particularly when I saw this, and I've even increased it as of today as well. So this here, I mentioned this on
Mm.
this on the live
Not
stream
financial advice. That's not financial
about,
advice. It's not.
about a week ago, and this pretty much demonstrates the amount of transactions on the Binance Smart Chain, how it's picked up literally over the last 20 30 days. And I've got the Ethereum one here as a comparison. You're looking at just under 1.7 million transactions. Here's the Ethereum one here, and it's doing
Mm,
more than Ethereum right now.
crazy.
Even at the peak season, peak at 2018. It's still a nice steady climb, right? But Binance here, it's killing it. It's saying that Ethereum has more data there, but it's this was a bit of a turning point. Picked up a bag and made some pretty good gains, and hopefully a few of the people within our community sort of picked up on that as well. And now we start to see that surge of DeFi onto the Binance Smart Chain, and I've got a bit of a special for everyone who wants to sort of learn a little bit. To be honest, I saw the request come in, and I'm not well I'm not well, taught within this on Binance Smart Chain, but I'll give you the basics. I did my research. These are the basics to get you guys started, and it's enough to sort of get you through. So, firstly, I recommend that you always go to the Binance homepage before you just click on any sort of decentralized link. And I'm going to do this all in slow time for you. So you click on DEX, right? And this here is where essentially you want to potentially create a wallet, right? And then you can use their DEX. I'm going to use something different instead. I'm going to use the more popular swap function, but you can also use their DEX there as well. Yeah, I have a few other. I haven't sussed out staking or bridge at this stage, but I will learn as as the Binance Smart Chain sort of develops. Now, I've put all these links, by the way, in the YouTube description. I put them in as soon as I got home from work. And anyway, it should have showed you all the top projects. Pancake Swap is a big one. We've got Alpha Finance there as well. It's that one's very popular within our community. Venus one here. D and I still cry to this day. We used to hold a pretty healthy bag around about the $4 mark of this one. And then they hit DeFi, and all of a sudden they had a locked value of about, I think it was 2 billion. I have to double check. Maybe it was 1 billion. But within 24 hours, they had 1 billion locked. It was a crazy, crazy amount. But anyway, on CoinGecko, they have a Binance Smart Chain section here where you can sort of just go through some of the projects. I don't think it's definitely not all of them, because there's other projects on the Binance Smart Chain that don't make CoinGecko, just like on the Ethereum network. So anyway, I recommend that you go to Pancake Swap. You can click on their main website and it should bring you to this page here. This here is something that I've got to personally explore myself. I've still got to learn here, but I've connected my wallet here, and you can sort of see it, the Binance chain. I've already connected my wallet within the Pancake Swap, and here we see something very similar to Uniswap essentially. You've got farms here. I haven't had a chance to really go through this. I was very, very limited. It's asked me to log back in there as well, but I'll do that a bit later. But it shows you all the liquidity pools that you can potentially do a bit of yield farming. Although yield farming, I'm not the best at it, and I say I'm not the best at it because it doesn't really interest me. Most of the times I've gone into some yield farming, I find that historically my ETH increased in value, and I lost some of that value that I put in, and the gains that I made off the yield farming weren't quite matching it. So I'm not the best yield farmer, but I'm just sort of showing that that it's here. It's got some liquidity pools here that you can sort of look at. But I'll let you guys. There's a lot of memery and come on, helmet pool. That's the most uninteresting pool I've ever heard. They're not very creative here, and it's a bit of a shame. I do know Lit is a good project that you can look at, and Lena, I know, was once been talked about recently. I think SFP pool was very popular. It just launched. I don't know much about it. And then you've got your cake pools there. It's just cake and then cake and compound there. But there's a little bit here as a community. We've got to sort of really work together and sort of really go through this stuff. There's some NFTs. I think this is what, if you hold cake, you can buy some of these NFTs, or also you got to hold it and then you can choose one for free. But your main one here is you click on trade exchange and it brings you to that swap function, and then native token is BNB. So they have it. Now, I'm not gonna at this stage. I need to do a lot more research on this, guys. To be honest, we're all a bit late. Admittedly, by the time you're seeing YouTube shillers talk about it, you are a week late, because everyone is already, all the smart money, all the market makers are already in here. When you see the price of BNB pump 3x, that's some indication that you are late to the party. And I'm not saying it's too late, because the Ethereum gas problem hasn't been fixed, and now the masses are starting to know, but you're not at the forefront. We could have, I think, Pancake like 3 or 4x as a part of the surge as well. So it's yeah, that's pretty much that. Now,
Yeah, man.
sorry.
It goes back to what I was talking about earlier today, where with the messaging, because especially in the DGen world, we're always getting so many different tips and ideas, and looking through Telegram groups and reading about things. And then it's easy, first of all, to have a short attention span and bail out of something before it really has had its chance, and also just to think constantly that things are scams or rugs, because there are a lot of those out there. Because I got to admit, like I knew about Venus, I had a little Venus, I knew about Pancake Swap, I knew Binance Smart Chain was a thing that was happening. But then I just sort of was like, nah, I don't need that information. It's not relevant. It's not going to pop off. This isn't actually happening. And then I moved on from there. And yeah, honestly, that was the time to just sort of hold all this stuff. And even last week or 2 weeks ago, I was like, oh, everybody's talking about Binance Smart Chain. But then it seems like everybody sort of doesn't think it's real until the people in power, the official types, come and say, no, this is really happening. And now that, yeah, all the major influencers are out there saying, we got to move to Binance Smart Chain. Even Andre Cronje is saying we got to move to Binance Smart Chain for the while. That is sort of the signal, okay, this is really happening. But I think that's the tricky part for me and for, I think, everybody out there listening, to listen to those little voices in your head that are saying, maybe we're going to head over here for a while, guys, and really hear that in your mind. And yeah, just separate that chatter. But I am curious what you think about this whole sort of development, Mr. Bender of crypto. Is is this good? Is this bad? What do we do?
Well, I mean, as far as the markets are concerned, it's never a bad thing to introduce a little bit of competition. And what we've been seeing recently, with the huge pouring of liquidity into DeFi, and more specifically, decentralized exchange tokens, kind of ramping up and taking off. This was a trend that honestly, I feel like I missed out on pretty heavily, mostly because I can't get on Binance. Otherwise, I would have been all over the cake, the pancake swap, whatever else, bake. I mean, we've noticed over the past couple months and years that cryptocurrency moves in big narrative trends, and we had the past couple trends have been like oracles and polka dot hype, and more recently we've had the older ghost chains coming out from the dead, and most recently, well, I guess in tandem with the ghost chains coming back from the dead, is the decentralized exchange tokens. And the Uniswap Uni token has been popping off, Sushi Swap, we have the Snow Swap, we have everything else coming back from the woodwork. And then with the ridiculous amount of traffic that we've been seeing lately on Ethereum network, it makes sense that people are going to start looking for opportunities where they can more efficiently put their dollars to work. And obviously, right now, Binance Smart Chain is the premier place to be investing in, because you don't have to deal with all these ridiculous fees. You don't have to pay $50 to $100 to do a $200 transaction, or cash in. And I think that you guys are right 100%. Until we see a reduction in gas fees, until we see a more adoptable layer 2 scaling solution really put into place, we are going to see a large migration of users into the Binance Smart Chain.
Exactly,
It's
mate.
What
Well
do you guys
said.
think?
It's
Yeah,
insane, but
100%.
it's a really good point that basically, if you are an American and you have a U.S. passport, Binance is not going to let you make an account, and they have threatened to freeze people's funds. And just personally for me, and the whole narrative of DeFi, what got me so excited in the first place was that it was sort of this new open place for everybody, where you can be the bank and you can create your own projects, and it is sort of the Wild West, and there's some scams out there, but there's so much creativity and new projects and new ideas flourishing constantly. And just to think of this whole open, amazing paradise garden getting sort of walled off from a pretty large segment of the investors out there. I'm curious, guys, is there even a way you can get some Binance Smart Chain if you don't have access to Binance?
I have a feeling that you can still access the Binance decentralized exchange.
You can definitely get on the
But
dexes, but I
and
guess you
I
could
have
get it through
and
Binance .us.
I'm pretty sure you can actually buy through the DEX. You can buy BNB. I'm not 100% sure, and
Hmm.
maybe I could sort of demonstrate it. So if you have no Binance access, I did have it up here. I'm sorry, I don't have it anymore, but there is a way to do it without having to go through Binance, and it's through their decentralized exchange. I'm sorry, I don't have that up now though. But what I do want to sort of show you guys is the Binance Smart Chain. This one's for yield farming. Let's have a look at, if you go to tokens here, it does bring you a bit of information as well as some NFTs by the looks. So here you can sort of find your information. They've got some, and I've got to really dive down into this, guys, because they're doing a lot of stuff to integrate other projects onto the Binance Smart Chain. You can sort of see here they've got, oh geez, they've pretty much listed every significant token here. I'm not going to keep scrolling because I think you sort of get the picture there. So this is a very new space, and I think we've got to really dive into it. There's Beacon. I did hear a lot about Beacon a while ago, so Beacon sort of seems to be popping for volume. But Binance Smart Chain, it's a copycat. Very well, I wouldn't say it's a 100% copycat of Etherscan, but it's very damn close. And you can sort of find all this information there. You got charts and stats. And this is sort of where I found the Binance one, but there's some very interesting things here that we can sort of look into, very similar to what's already on the Ethereum network. I do know that this is a popular indicator. Well, it's basically just a chart of the DeFi within on the Binance Smart Chain. It's called DeFi Station, and it's got its winners here. Venus, here we go. $2 billion. I think it was $1 billion within 24 hours, and it slowly kept creeping up. And that's why that price of their token done a 10x in the space of a week. We've got Auto Farm. This one here, I'm pretty sure was a hot one. I need to do more research on that. There's Pancake Swap being the more significant sort of pretty much the Uniswap of the smart chain. But there's a few here that you guys can look into. I'm going to keep looking into it, and hopefully I can provide more information as I sort of dive into it. We've recently just had all the biggest crypto influencers talk about it. I didn't know. Well, this is interesting. I didn't know that a coin's value can go down, 1,200%. I thought it was that only 100.
That's true.
There you go.
Well, that's the thing. Once you get regular gas fees again, I guess the degen mode can be enabled again, and you can see that kind of volatility happening.
Well, this is clearly wrong. You can, if they had a total locked value of $1 million, and it went down 999,999, you can only have 99.9% kind of.
Yeah, I mean, math is hard though. That's the thing. I get confused.
That's why people don't understand crypto. All right, so I bring this up because apparently Chart Pro does Binance Smart Chain tokens as well.
Oh wow.
I do have to test that by chart on, but I do have to test this a little more. But apparently you can use it. So explore this with me. The link's in the description. Now, I don't like. Actually, sorry, no, dual swap. I for some reason I assumed it was something to do with Tron and all that sort of stuff. I thought Justin hadn't smuggled his way onto the Binance Smart Chain. Anyway, this is a decentralized exchange. It's got charts that we're sort of familiar with. A very basic chart. You can sort of see here, you got your BNB. They're trying to, they got their native token. But here is another resource here, also in the description, where we could potentially look at charts on the Binance Smart Chain. And another one we have to really explore here, to be honest. And it's got your basic sort of indicators if you're so inclined. And I have this one up here because I didn't get a chance to look at it, to be honest. Apparently you meant to put your wallet in there. Hopefully you don't see me get robbed live. Probably error. Yeah.
Only at
Getting-
Adapt
getting
Crypto
to-
can you see a rug pull live on stream.
Yeah.
Possibly it just
We'll see.
lost some BNB, but anyway.
You'll
Um,
watch.
but that's pretty much it, folks. Be careful, price impact. I accidentally bought something BUX on Pancake with 7% impact and lost a bit. Only had a little in there. Yeah, I feel you, man. This is just so everyone's aware as well. I just want to make a very clear point. Just because it's on the Binance Smart Chain doesn't mean it's, you know, secure or safe because it's Binance related. This here, they have the Binance centralized exchange and they have the Binance decentralized exchange. And Uniswap and, you know, Binance centralized decentralized exchange, their DEX, it's the same thing. So anyone can put up their Shack coin up. I'll go back to it actually because I did have it up here before. Let's go back one more time, maybe one more time. And yeah, these are all the yield farming sort of projects. And if I can go across for you, it should tell you. Look, there you go, rug pull. So there are still rug pulls within this space, and you still need to do your research. What a surprise! So yeah, please be careful. Like these tokens, like Kebab Finance, I know it's got a lot of market cap, but maybe it does well. Who am I to say? But anyway, there's a lot of this faux swap, Panda Yield, Monster Slayer, Tin Finance. Surely it's just the one person pumping out all these coins. What I will say to you, and I've been speaking to my dev friend, it's actually not too hard to put the same code that you would put on the Ethereum network with Solidity onto the Binance Smart Chain. You have to do a few differences. I think what we're about to see, and I made an observation of another dev recently, actually today in our Telegram, he mentioned he's going to start experimenting on the Binance Smart Chain. So I have a feeling that we're going to see, a lot of different projects coming to the space, and I think we're going to see them start to experiment just to make sure it's the same sort of, tokenomics that we'd sort of see on the Ethereum network. And we might see a lot of migration coming over. From memory, actually, I have a feeling Feg token just came over today. And, the gas fees are just too big on the Telegrams, sorry, on the Ethereum network. So they've migrated over, and I think we're going to see there's a lot more migrations to come. So anyway, guys, I hope that really helps you guys get it, just the basics for now. I know this stuff is scary. I remember when I first got into crypto, and this is still scary to me. But when I was getting in, there was no one to sort of help me, and I hope this gives you that basic guide that you guys need. And as I said before, all the links are in the description. So use them. Help me learn, help the rest of the community learn, so sort of share your experiences. I think we're pretty good as a community finding all these up and coming stuff on the Ethereum network. I think we sort of just, I'm not saying it's going to be heaps coming to the Binance Smart Chain, but I think we sort of just need to keep an eye out for it. And, still just, again, we need to do our own research in this space because there's still scams. It's not a scam proof smart chain. It's not that smart, but it's smart enough to keep the fees down, so that's a plus. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. Share your experiences. If you find any significant issues and you feel like the Telegram's going too quick and other people might not read it, put it in the Discord, and I'll make sure it's there so others can learn rather than having to read through 2,000 messages, when they wake up in the morning on the Telegram. What do you guys think?
Nice coverage of the Binance dumb chain. Thank you very much for that intro tutorial. In the comments, we had a question. What site was that? That was the last link on there, yieldwatch.net.
Yeah, it is in the description. I've yet to sort of do my research. Apparently, you're meant to be able to put your wallet in, and it gives you a ranking of how good of a yield farmer you are. So I found it as a bit of a meme, but they probably, to be honest, who cares, right? Because they probably just stole my money. Might just check. I've still got my BNB there, so we're good.
You had a Freudian slip there with Telegram and Ethereum, but it made me sort of picture going into these degen Telegram groups and you being able to buy the scam coin directly in the Telegram. Maybe Binance Smart Chain can sort of develop some sort of integration there, just like a click buy scam coin directly from the Telegram, so you don't have to deal with the swapping.
Well, yeah. So I think what we'll see that, like obviously there's some of these projects are already on the Binance, centralized exchange, and I think that's and I think that's a demonstration of they obviously do their checks. They don't just let any sort of scam coin come on. And I can't speak to its past, but all these here, like some of these, like Venus, SafePower, Injective Protocol, Bella. I have a feeling Sparta, no, maybe not Sparta. Bondly's. I'm really shocked that Bondly's on the Binance Smart Chain. There you go. It's very interesting. But
Yeah, and you have the OG Cream Finance as well. I don't see it on there, but that is also on Binance. Just a heads up.
Interesting. Now, I mean, this probably something we have to look into a little further, but like I have some of these tokens in my Ethereum wallet, but I will probably have to convert them to some sort of pegged Binance Smart Chain version. I can't just directly transfer some injective protocol into my Binance Smart Chain wallet, I'm guessing.
Yeah, we've got to really look into this space. Yeah, I have a feeling you're right, mate.
If I could actually speak to that real quick.
Yeah.
I've not done this before because I haven't, I apologize, I haven't done this because I can't get on Binance and I never even looked into the option of the decentralized Binance Smart Chain. But there is a bridge that should, in theory, be able to
Here it is.
port your tokens from Ethereum to the Binance Smart Chain.
Yeah, so I've got it up here, Dan. You're 100% right, mate. So you click on, as I said before, when you click on the Binance Dex, it has these four options here. We can create the wallet, and there's one of the options is bridge. And I have a feeling this here is also where you can upload fiat currency as well. I could be wrong. Don't hold me to that, but this here, you're right. So if I go asset, let's go Ethereum to Binance Smart Chain. So you want to go Smart Chain, by the way. So Smart Chain is BEP20, the older chain, which I think runs in parallel, but doesn't have the smart contract solutions on it. The smart contract features on it is the Binance Chain Network, which is your BEP2. But this here is if you go connect wallet. And I have a feeling you can connect your MetaMask or your Binance Smart Chain, but you can do your MetaMask if you so please. For those who don't want to have their own Smart Chain wallet, I've also put a bit of a guide in the Discord. And if you go to verified sources, click on verified sources, there's a guide there called Binance Smart Chain, and that'll essentially help you be able to connect your MetaMask onto the Binance Smart Chain.
Yeah, definitely something to take a look at. One last little alpha drop as far as the Binance Smart Chain and Ethereum Bridge token swaps go. There is actually a project that has come up a lot in the Telegram that I've been really excited about, and a couple of our other members have been seeing some very, very profitable token price gains on recently. It's actually the Rubik exchange, if you guys haven't heard of it or looked into it yet, that is not quite the same. It does have a swap feature, but the main value add to the Rubik exchange is you get all of these things, the token swaps, the whatever access to the Binance Smart Chain, but it's at its core, it's a peer-to-peer decentralized trading platform. So you can set up essentially a small escrow to trade OTC your tokens with other decentralized finance users, and you can do that cross-chain. So it has currently Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, and Matic on its website, the UI. So you can trade across 3 different blockchains, and I'm gonna have to get this whole thing set up because
I've got it
Ethereum's
here.
killing me right now.
Yeah, I've got it here in front of me if you want to talk to my screen, Dan. Yeah, I can see here it's got Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, and Matic. It doesn't have much on the Matic one, but it does have a couple of things on Binance, and it's obviously got a few on Ethereum there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, definitely do your own research on this one, guys. I think it's an extremely promising project. It kind of runs the same way as Ethereum in that you need to hold the Rubik token in order to power all of your transactions, including the peer-to-peer OTC trades. And I believe you need that to set up the cross-chain swaps. But this one is going to be big. I can feel it. And with the Binance Smart Chain hype that's been going on lately, I'm surprised that it hasn't taken off more than it already has.
Exciting. Exciting stuff.
There you
Everybody's
go.
been waiting for Atomic Swap. Maybe it's gonna be Rubik. Maybe it's gonna be Rubik if they can figure it out.
100%. Alrighty. Anything else, guys, before we potentially head off?
Yeah, just general sort of I'm terrified, honestly. Gooding, I'm a little terrified. I thought I knew how this game worked. I mean, I wrote in the Telegram yesterday. Like I was happy with my cassette player and my cassettes. I had a big cassette collection. I had Alanis Morissette. I had Rage Against the Machine. I had all the hits. I loved listening to my cassette player. And now everybody's telling me there's CDs are out, and like I'm just overwhelmed. I don't know. I don't have a CD player. I gotta get a CD player now. I gotta get all my same cassettes now converted to CDs. But you can't even do that. I have to buy new CDs. Like I'm just a little overwhelmed. But I just want to comfort anybody watching out there in the channel. We are gonna figure this out together, and I think you should definitely join us in the Telegram, in the Discord, and whatever's happening in crypto. We're not gonna catch every single mega pump or really, you know, maybe on some trends be catching the curve, but we will be there with you guys 100% of the way, and the gains are still gonna be happening even with the CD player. So I'm telling myself, just calm down. It's gonna be fine. I'm still gonna get the 10x's. The 10x's are still coming. Crypto has never been bigger, and if we have to switch chains, we have to switch chains. That's okay. It's okay.
Temporary solution. Temporary
Temporary.
solution.
I mean, remember, guys, the whole point is whenever you're in crypto or just life in general, the best way to get through it all is to adapt.
Ooh.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, it's true though. It is true. It is true.
IFO, initial farm offerings. This cracks me up. We're gonna earn some berries.
IFO.
This is awesome. There's so much memory. You know, people will put thousands of dollars into this stuff. Yeah, I've been guilty of it.
Well, that's my only thought about this evolution with Binance and everything, just because it has Binance in the name. I mean, if you are an American and haven't traded on Binance, I mean, I never do use Binance. There are a lot of coins on there. There are a lot of pump groups that use Binance, a lot of sort of scammy things that happen on Binance that don't happen on Coinbase or Kraken or sort of these other sort of Western exchanges. And I'm expecting, because there is such a tight integration with Binance itself and the Binance Smart Chain, that some of these scam groups are going to be migrating with us as well. So I would sort of expect the memes, the scams, the pumps to be even more extreme on Binance Smart Chain than they were on Uniswap, which is almost insane to think about. But that's my prognosis. Who knows if it'll happen.
Love it, man. Alrighty, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you, Dan, Marsh, and Lara, as always, for supporting us there. We'll catch you next time. If there's anything that you guys find on the Binance Smart Chain that we need to know about, please share it, throw it in the comments. Just let us know in the Telegram. Join us. We have social platforms that you can, talk directly with us. So we'd love to hear what you guys learn as well as we, dive into this new space, new scamming and potential full space. Anyway, catch us later.